The Hornets' nest of globalists swarming within the United Nations Assembly laughed openly at President Donald Trump after he informed them of his administration's America First progress in just 2 years.
In less than 2 years, my administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay. Since my election, we've added $10 trillion in wealth. The stock market is at an all-time high in history, and jobless claims are at a 50-year low. African American, Hispanic American, and Asian American unemployment have all achieved their lowest levels ever recorded. We've added more than 4 million new jobs, including 500,000 manufacturing jobs. We have passed the biggest tax cuts and reforms in American history. We've started the construction of a major border wall, and we have greatly strengthened border security. We have secured record funding for our military, $700 billion this year, and $716 billion next year. Our military will soon be more powerful than it has ever been before. In other words, the United States is stronger, safer, and a richer country than it was when I assumed office less than 2 years ago.
The reaction didn't stop Trump from zeroing in on his administration's aggressive stance towards the Iranian regime's threat to peace.
Iran's leaders plunder the nation's resources to enrich themselves and to spread mayhem across the Middle East and far beyond. The Iranian people are rightly outraged that their leaders have embezzled billions of dollars from Iran's treasury, seized valuable portions of the economy, and looted the people's religious endowments, all to line their own pockets and send their proxies to wage war. That is why so many countries in the Middle East strongly supported my decision to withdraw the United States from the horrible 2015 Iran nuclear deal and reimpose nuclear sanctions. The Iran deal was a windfall for Iran's leaders. In the years since the deal was reached, Iran's military budget grew nearly 40%. The dictatorship used the funds to build nuclear-capable missiles, increase internal repression, finance terrorism, and fund havoc and slaughter in Syria and Yemen. The United States has launched a campaign of economic pressure to deny the regime the funds it needs to advance its bloody agenda. Last month, we began reimposing hard-hitting nuclear sanctions that have been lifted under the Iran deal. Additional sanctions will resume November 5th, and more will follow. And we are working with countries that import Iranian crude oil to cut their purchases substantially. We ask all nations to isolate Iran's regime as long as its aggression continues, and we ask all nations to support Iran's people as they struggle to reclaim their religious and righteous destiny.
The harsh words fell upon an Iranian regime choking from the sanctions imposed upon its nuclear weapons shell game.
This administration took over at a time when Qasem Soleimani and the Ayatollah were running rampant through 5 capitals in the Middle East. And we have engaged in significant activity that has begun to counter the Iranian threat. Today, they remain the world's largest state sponsor of terror. It is our fervent effort to make sure that that not remain the case. We've put a number of restrictions in place. We will reimpose another set of sanctions come this November. Our actions in and around the Middle East have made clear we will not continue to accept Iran's bad behavior.
However, Iran is only raising the stakes. The AP reported an Iranian media outlet close to the hardline Revolutionary Guard published a video Tuesday threatening missile attacks on the capitals of Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, further raising tensions after a weekend militant attack on an Iranian military parade. The video, in a tweet by the semi-official Fars news agency that was deleted, comes as Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei blamed Riyadh and Abu Dhabi for the attack in the city of Avaz on Saturday, which killed at least 24 people and wounded over 60. Trump carried on as the globalist NGO-fueled assembly was once again hit point blank with the force of American providence.